Hello. So, for many years, I was an Akashic Records consultant, giving people mainly readings and healings. And the most popular question I was asked is, what is my life purpose? So I thought, why not answer that today? I'm sure you'd like to know, right? What am I doing here, man? So how do we begin to answer this question? So I think we should start by looking at the question. And I think, if you examine the question, we can see that there's a couple of assumptions that we should perhaps question. And they are, number one, firstly, there is a presumption in the question, what is my purpose? That there is a separate self called my or me that has this separate, that has its own destiny, etc. If we won't go into it today, but if you practice some self-inquiry and you start questioning this separate me, you begin to see that this maybe not be the case, that there is this separate character called me, but we'll leave that for another day. But let's just say this is false assumption or questionable assumption number one. And questionable assumption number two is that we presume that the world is how we view the world, because we have limited faculties within which to view the world. So we see the world through the senses and the mind, and that is not necessarily how the world is. So, and because of these limitations, we see the world through time and space, cause and effect. So this brings up the question, the why question for us. Our brains can only function with a why. It has to know, we only know cause and effect. But again, we don't know that outside of our own limited mind that there is such a thing called cause and effect, and there might not ever be a why question. There might not need to be a why question. It just is. So these are questions, that the limited human mind asks. So how to answer? I would reframe the question. So instead of saying, what is my life purpose? I would ask, what the hell am I supposed to be doing with my life? I think that's a better question. And the way to answer that is nothing new, really. It's in all the old sayings, follow your joy, follow your happiness. Happiness is more than, most people know it as a brief emotional state, but when you investigate happiness, it's actually who we are. It's our true nature. It is our being. So by following your happiness, and because happiness is our being, we could say that our purpose is in being, and that in being is in happiness. So we could therefore associate happiness with our purpose. So following your happiness, your joy. So if, working with children gives you joy, do follow that. If you want to be a policeman, that gives you immense joy, do that, and etc. And a way to navigate away from things that maybe you shouldn't be doing is, if you are suffering, doing what you're doing, then you're not being, you're not being yourself. So, because you're not being happy. So that's a barometer that perhaps you should investigate what you are doing and reevaluate, and then investigate what does make you happy, and then follow that. So these are the things that I guess you could say are your life purposes. And this is how I would navigate, what to do in life is, does this make me happy or not? The purpose is just to be, is in being. And it's in being happy. So, yeah. May happiness be with you today and every day. Lots of love to you.